Hello everybody. So this is a video I thought I should make given how limited the resources are for learning A2. I might do others in the future, but this is one I definitely wanted to do just because of how hard this exit is. So you make your way over here, grab this Koopa. It's not a really hard grab at all. Set him on top and then make your way up to this Yoshi block. Okay. I'm a little late here, but you don't want to start this any quicker than 279 on the clock. If you go any faster than that, the Koopa won't jump out of his shell and that'll mess up your sprite slots. So I'm good here because I'm later than 279. If you miss this duplication, what you're gonna want to do is grab the cape and suicide right here. And then just go back to VoB 3 to get another cape. But once you get it, come down and grab this shell. That Koopa down there in slot 8 would not have spawned if you went any quicker. So yeah. Grab this cape, set the shell down, break these two blocks, and then grab Yoshi. You want to ditch one of them right there, and try not to have any horizontal speed when you dismount him. That's why I kind of dismounted him into the ledge there. That's just something you want to do. It won't end the world if it has little horizontal speed, but try not to have much. Next is dupes, which is the most time-consuming, well, not the most time-consuming, but one of the harder parts of this, just because of how dumb they are. Want to dupe up past the ceiling. And then also one thing is this block right here. You can dupe one block lower. I wouldn't recommend it, but it might be easier because you don't have to jump. So you can go for RNG dupes on the bottom too. But then you can't like come down here and try and spin the things. So after you're done with that, come get this Yoshi. And then you want to dismount him like that so that all those Yoshis go onto the floor. And then once you do that, break these blocks. And then come up here. We're gonna run right for a little ways. And then we're gonna drop Yoshi off and go back left. This second sloped part right here is kind of when you want to start slowing down. And right here is where you need to be really conscious of how much your CRT or your just TV cuts off. Because if it cuts off a lot, you won't do this part correctly. So if you have a capture card, that's amazing because then you can know exactly where you are. But you want to get, you want to get right here, about somewhere within a couple pixels of right here, and drop Yoshi off and then start running back left. Once you get back here, just break through. And now, to get these Yoshis down, what you do is you mount them, and then as you're like sliding down the slope at full speed, just dismount. And you just do that over and over until they all fall off. And then if you do that right, they should all be up there on that vine block, which is exactly where you need them. Now throw this guy up there, and make sure to mount those Yoshis. If you don't mount those Yoshis, you're gonna have a bad time, because we use them later on to teleport down through a bunch of blocks. And if you don't do that, you'll have to run back, and like you'll have to hope you have enough time left on the clock, and it's just a bad time. So just make sure you mount them, and then restun this shell, and come up here again. Now, you can imagine that every now and then you're gonna have to restun the shell. One thing you could do is set it down, hit it with your cape, and then keep running, but that is extremely slow, and time is of the essence in this level. So what I do is you just let go of Y, and then re-grab Y and B really quickly. I did it wrong there, but... Dude, I don't have P-speed? Okay, just like that. And if you do it right, for some reason the top of the level is weird and it restuns the shell and you get it back in your hands. So just do that 3 times. Wow, I suck right now. I do it once when I get P-speed. and then as I'm crossing over the two slopes, so right there and right here. And this next part, it wouldn't be so bad if it was like at the start of the level, but considering it's right at the end, it's really hard because you're just nervous. So you want to get right about here. Like I said, again, you need to know how much your TV cuts off, because if you are any more right than this, you're probably going to load the gold tape, which is not something you want to be doing. So get right here, and now you want to spin the shell at the start of a second on the timer. And I like to do it on even seconds, but it really doesn't matter, I guess. So once you spin it, make note of what time it is on the timer, and then subtract 12 seconds. So I spun it at 64. So that means at 52, I'm going to have to do this next part. So you want to stand somewhere around here. This part isn't as important as the previous part, but you want to stand within about a tile of this spot. And then whenever you get to about the middle of the second, so my second right here is 52, I think is what I just said, you want to press right X, and then you'll hear Yoshi get hit because the Koopa is jumping out of his shell and hitting Yoshi. As soon as you hear that, press X to dismount. And should be like that. And if you've done that, you have successfully completed the level. If, however, something weird happens, you'll just have to mess with the timing a little bit. This is something that does not come very easy. Also, I do a little scroll right there to kind of fix the camera. It's not necessary, but I like it. If you're a little closer than I am, the time might be different. So that's why I say you want to stand somewhere, you want to stand like right there. And yeah. So that part right there is where the previous Yoshis, the invisible Yoshis, come in handy. Because if you hadn't mounted them, you wouldn't be able to teleport down like that. So if you've done everything right, and you're on the regular cart, not on the practice cart, you should walk up and be able to enter this star tile. At which point you go get an orb and then orb the star tile. So I hope this video helped. I hope it was informational. Thank you for watching.